Fair check is making sure your child is in school. Too many absences, the check is for less. There is applause to be heard out there for this fairly stern way of emphasizing parental responsibility, but there is also some question about whether it's effective. Tonight, children, parents, and the law in South Carolina. Our agenda reporter is Linda Patillo.
14-year-old LeVar Lyles is locked up in South Carolina's juvenile jail for at least 7 months for carrying a gun to school in his book bag. His stay is costing the state $130 a day, and the prosecutor who sent him there wants his mother to pay for part of it.
Police court, Your Honor. This is Ms. Lyles, which is number 8 on your docket.
Marilyn Lyles tells the judge she can't afford to pay, so the prosecutor asks that her monthly $157 welfare check be reduced while her son is in jail.
I know my son did something very wrong, but I feel like a criminal myself.
Prosecutor Dick Harpootlian says the point is not to punish parents, but to prompt them to become more involved in their children's lives. He thinks money will get their attention.
People respond to financial incentives. When the child isn't home at 11 o'clock on a school night, maybe they ought to say, well, where is he or she? Maybe I ought to go look for him.
Since March, more than 50 parents have been summoned into family court here. Half had no visible means of support, and their cases were dismissed. The rest have had either their welfare checks cut or have been ordered to pay between $7 and $45 a week based on what they earn.
Under the guidelines, her weekly amount due would be $35.65.
Frances Williams earns $145 a week as a restaurant cook. Nearly a quarter of that will go towards her 14-year-old son's term in jail for breaking into a car and shoplifting. Last year, 23,000 children went through the juvenile justice system in South Carolina for crimes ranging from skipping school to murder. That's double what it was 10 years ago. With comparable increases in juvenile crime nationwide, everyone is looking for an answer. A number of cities and states have begun experimenting with ways to force parents to take more responsibility for their children. Although there are no statistics to prove whether such laws are a deterrent, authorities say if even a small number of parents respond, this approach will be a success. But critics say such programs just make things worse for parents already struggling to control their children.
They need assistance in trying to help to raise them. But instead of getting assistance, all they're doing is getting an additional burden.
I'd send my son to school at 7:30. At 9 o'clock, I'm at work. They call me and say, well, where's your son? I sent him to school. I dropped him off. Well, he never came in. You know, who's to blame for that?
LeVar Lyles says he feels badly his mother has to pay for his mistakes.
I'm going to do a lot of positive things to keep my mind off trouble and keep me away from trouble in the future.
Because I'm saying on the path I made.
If he does, he will have beaten the odds. State officials say 3/4 of all children who leave here come back at least once.
They never got a chance to laugh because they all got caught up in the murder path.
This is Linda Patillo for the American Agenda.